I stood there, arms crossed, staring at Lisa's oversized SUV parked squarely in my driveway like it had a VIP pass. The sheer nerve, the galling entitlement, was almost impressive. Lisa herself was nowhere in sight again. I sighed deeply, taking in the scene. Her car blocked my garage, trapping my own vehicle, the morning sun glaring off its polished hood. The license plate frame screamed, "Because I'm worth it," in glittery purple cursive, a perfect summary of her attitude. The first time it happened, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was a fluke, a misjudgment of space. People mess up, right? So I knocked on her door, expecting a quick apology, maybe a sheepish grin, and a promise to move the car. Instead, Lisa opened the door, coffee mug in hand, silk robe flowing, and a smirk that could curdle milk. "Oh, that?" she said, waving a hand. I had to pop inside for a sec. "You can wait, can't you?" Before I could respond, she shut the door in my face. That was my introduction to Lisa. The second time, I knocked harder. She answered with an exaggerated sigh, keys jingling like she was auditioning for a drama. "Relax, it's just a driveway," she said, taking her time to adjust her sunglasses. "No one cares." I cared. The third time confirmed it wasn't a mistake. I came home after a brutal day to find her SUV camped in my driveway like it owned the place. Lisa wasn't even home. I missed an important meeting, waiting over an hour for her to return from who knows where, probably harassing a barista or buying overpriced candles. When I confronted her, she groaned. "It's not like you had anything important going on." The nerve. I thought about reporting her to the HOA, but Lisa had them wrapped around her finger. She was the type to bring cookies to meetings, ensuring everyone owed her one. Complaining to them would be like asking a dog to do algebra pointless. Then came the final straw. Saturday morning, my only day off, I woke to the rumble of an engine and the unmistakable crunch of tires. I yanked back the curtain, and there it was, her SUV, parked like she'd signed a lease. I threw on clothes and stormed outside. "Lisa," I called as she locked her car, ignoring me. "Lisa," she turned, eyebrows raised like I was the problem. "I need you to stop parking in my driveway," I said, voice calm but firm. She scoffed. "I'll be a couple hours." "What's the big deal?" "The big deal is this isn't your driveway." I gestured to my garage. I was about to leave. "Then take a lift," she said with a grin, strutting off. I stood there, stunned. She'd just told me to pay for a ride to use my own property, because she'd claimed it. Something snapped. I spent the next hour trying to reason with myself. Maybe a serious talk with her husband would help. Maybe a no parking sign would work, though she clearly didn't care about signs. Then it hit me. Lisa didn't respect rules or boundaries. The only language she understood was inconvenience, and I was about to become fluent. I tried diplomacy one last time. I knocked on her door, speech rehearsed. She answered, looking like I'd interrupted a yoga session. Again, she sighed. I forced a smile. "Lisa, I need you to stop parking in my driveway." She leaned against the doorframe, unimpressed. "And I need you to stop making a fuss. This is my property. I pay for it. You don't." "Oh my God," she said, rolling her eyes. "Are you really that selfish?" "Selfish?" My fists clenched. "You're stealing my space." She sighed dramatically, like I'd asked her to solve quantum physics. "Fine, I'll move it. But honestly, you're so uptight." That was when I knew reasoning with her was like teaching a cat to file taxes impossible. So I got creative. First, I tried a fake parking ticket, printed to look official. $50 fine for unauthorized parking. She found it, crumpled it, and tossed it onto my lawn littering while stealing my space. Next, I installed a motion-activated sprinkler at the driveway's edge. The first time she pulled in, it blasted her driver's side door. I watched from my window as she shrieked, fumbling with her purse, drenched. For one glorious day, I thought I'd won. Then she parked again, a cheap raincoat draped over her door to dodge the Watera vehicular middle finger. I considered parking in her driveway, but knew she'd call the cops in seconds. Rules were for others, not her. So I escalated, lining my driveway with bright orange traffic cones. No one in their right mind would move them to park illegally, right? Wrong. The next morning, I heard plastic scraping pavement. Lisa was kicking the cones aside, pulling into her usual spot. That was it. That night, I scoured the internet for ideas. A fence was too costly, a tow truck too bureaucratic, a booby trap probably illegal. Then I found a video. A guy pranked his roommate with super glue on a chair, leaving him stuck for hours. My brain lit up. The driveway itself could be the deterrent. I gathered supplies. Industrial-strength superglue, nearly invisible when dry, bonding in seconds with thousands of pounds of grip. I tested it in my garage, gluing my shoe to a board. It didn't budge. Perfect. That night, under cover of darkness, I spread a thin layer across the spots Lisa's tires always hit, not enough to notice, but enough to trap her car. Then I waited. Morning came, and like clockwork, Lisa's SUV rolled in. She stepped out, oblivious, locked the car, and walked off. I sipped my coffee, watching. 10 minutes passed. 15. 30. Then I heard it. An engine straining, tires spinning uselessly. I peeked through the blinds. Lisa was back, confusion etched on her face. She bent down, touching the pavement, expecting some sci-fi force field. Then realization hit, and she screamed. Her shriek echoed through the neighborhood, a mix of rage and disbelief. She stomped around, yanking her door handle like it would free her tires. I stepped outside, coffee in hand, stretching like I'd just woken up. She whipped around. What the hell did you do to my car? I took a slow sip. What do you mean? My car won't move. She pointed at her stuck tires. I feigned concern, crouching by a tire. Huh. Weird. I ran a finger along the pavement. Maybe the universe is tired of you parking here. Her face reddened. She slammed her foot on the gas. The engine roared, tires whined, but the car stayed put, rubber burning. You did this, she screamed, jabbing a finger. I shrugged. Did what? The driveway's always been here. Maybe your car's got commitment issues. Then she made her first mistake. She stepped out, pushing the car manually, planting her foot on the glued patch. She didn't notice at first, then tried to step back. Her shoe stayed. Lisa let out a banshee-like wail, wobbling as she tugged her foot. I watched, barely containing my glee, as she flailed, nearly falling. Then her second mistake. She braced her hand on the pavement for leverage. The glue grabbed her palm instantly. She yanked, but it held. Now she was crouched, one foot and one hand stuck, dignity crumbling. Everything okay, Lisa? I asked, sipping my coffee. Her eyes widened. Get me out of this. I remembered every smirk, every dismissal, every time she treated my property like hers. I pulled out my phone. Her expression shifted to panic. You wouldn't. Oh, I would. I snapped a photo. Lisa, hunched like a broken mannequin, one shoe gone, hand glued like she was mid-push-up. Best thing I've seen all year. Delete that, she yelled, tugging futilely. I switched to video. Live from my stolen driveway. It's Lisa in distress. She screamed, but the glue held. Then a tow truck Aravedged called it between tantrums. The driver stepped out, saw the scene, and whistled. What happened here? Just get my damn car out. Lisa barked. He examined the tires, touched the pavement, and raised an eyebrow. Ma'am, your car's stuck. Towing it'll shred the tires, maybe damage the axles. Could be $1,500, plus new tires. Lisa's lip trembled. There's another way, right? He shrugged. Wait for the glue to break down naturally. Could take a while. I leaned against my porch, savoring the moment. Lisa turned to me, arrogance gone. Fix this. Like you fixed it every time I asked you to stop parking here. I let the silence stretch. She muttered, fine, I'm sorry, like a kid forced to apologize. It was weak, but the punishment was poetic enough. I grabbed acetone from inside, taking my time. Freeing her took 10 minutes, during which she alternated between muttering and glaring. When she was loose, shoes still stuck, hand Rashi stormed off without a word. The tow driver, chuckling, said, best thing I've seen all week. I grinned. Glad you enjoyed it. Lisa didn't retrieve her car until midnight, thinking no one would see. The next morning, my driveway was gloriously empty, the sun hitting the pavement just right. The faint outline of her shoe remained a trophy. I figured that was the end. Lisa had learned her lesson. Then I found an HOA letter taped to my door, a complaint accusing me of disruptive activities and creating an unsafe environment. Classic Lisa. When she couldn't win, she'd weaponize bureaucracy. But I was ready. My security footage was a goldmine. Every time Lisa parked, kicked cones, ignored warnings. The piece de resistance, the video of her stuck, flailing, with the tow driver laughing. I marched to the HOA meeting, where Lisa sat, smirking, expecting my downfall. The board read her complaint with exaggerated seriousness. I let her savor her moment, then pulled out a stack of screenshots, laying them out like a lawyer in a courtroom drama. The board leaned in, scanning images of Lisa's SUV in my driveway, clear HOA violations. Then I played the video. Her screech filled the room. A board member stifled a laugh. Others exchanged looks. Lisa sputtered, claiming the footage was out of context. The board president, a no-nonsense woman who'd never liked Lisa, cleared her throat. So, you filed a complaint about him causing a disruption, but you were repeatedly trespassing? Lisa's mouth opened, closed, opened again. Another member, flipping through my photos, shook his head. You admitted on video he asked you to stop multiple times. Silence. The president turned to me. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We'll dismiss this complaint. To Lisa, sharply, for your repeated violations of private property, expect fines for each incident. Lisa shot up, chair scraping. You can't be serious. The president didn't blink. You've ignored property lines for months. This meeting's over. Lisa stormed out. I followed slowly, catching her at her car now parked in her driveway. She turned, fists clenched. You think you're so clever, don't you? I shrugged. I don't think I know. Her glare faded to defeat. She couldn't park on my driveway anymore, couldn't run to the HOA, and now faced fines. For the first time, I saw her break. I sipped my coffee, savoring the win. Have a great day, Lisa. My driveway was mine again.